Photoshop, and my first few books I took just put on photos that I had taken around the area and whatnot, and but I was real lucky to have her do a really nice piece of artwork for it, so I'm happy about that too. But
it's fun.
Yeah,
it's really fun.
Yeah. It's just, it's great. It's really affordable. It's bringing it down to the people where they can just put something out. I really, really like that.
Then you need a good publicist, like a mother or a father or a brother, a sister, an aunt, an uncle.
And that's it, because the way the percentages are, I can make way more. Like, it's not even close to way more money per book than someone at, like, Random House can make off of a book.
10 cents a book.
10 cents a book compared to, you know, way more percentage. But it's all the advertising and the PR and the book readings, and, you know, it's the difference between selling 100 copies and 100,000 copies or something.
What about like an Arts Alive night? Could you do a book?
He did that already.
I did a little. Yeah, I did a little signing. Old Town Art Gallery over there. Yeah. So that was cool.
Well, I'm trying to get him in a place a month.
Yeah.
So he's here now. He's at West Haven Center of the Arts, April 3rd, Friday night, and we have to do food there, so it'll be a little different. And then
yeah, but I get to impress people, at least with my hummus, because I've been getting really good at making hummus. Yeah, the food processor is great, making a whole thing of great hummus in like 10 minutes. I love that thing. And it's my mom's old one from like the late 70s, or how old?
Which when they were really good ones.
Yeah, I mean the thing weighs
Can't
like
buy those
pounds,
anymore.
But
Yeah,
it's a workhorse.
I think it was my mom's, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
I do. I think it was my mom's. Yeah, true. He's a better cook than me. That's for sure.
Awesome. I love that thing.
But anyway, that's the thing. It's getting out, and then the temple has a bagel brunch thing. He's donating 2 books to them, and maybe selling a couple there. Who knows? But just getting it out there, and then what is it? Then May starts Trinidad Arts Alive on Friday night. So I've already talked to the lady at that new art gallery right there. Yeah, to see if you can't set a table right outside, because that would be free. Or else we're maybe doing Sunday Trinidad Fair, but we're thinking about that.
Yeah,
but just something every month, so, you know, it keeps the flow going, and, you know, by then, you'll have your second one in your hand, and, you know, he also has it at HSU in that alumni thing they put in it.
Yeah, which is a really great collection. They put together a collection of local authors that are HSU graduates. And so
that's cool.
They had put in about 8 or 9 when they opened this thing up, and then there was a bunch that were already in the library, probably from past professors and alumni and stuff. But it's pretty cool. It's pretty.
So it's bigger than these.
Yeah. It's on. If you go to the library, it's on the 2nd floor. Kind of walk to the right, all the way to almost all the way to the end. There's a wall that has, you know, they put up like all on the wall, these big letters, and it's just kind of a cool thing. Yeah. I think so, yeah, because it looks like there's almost like little like classroom spaces on either side, and it's like right in the middle there. Yeah, which I was very lucky that I went there right before I went to my Weight Watchers meeting, because there was 3 different kinds of cheesecake and red velvet cake and everything else, and I would have eaten cake for dinner that night, but I would have been completely happy with it. But so that was fun. That was good to get recognized a little bit, but, you know, at the same time, feeling like I can say that I'm a writer, I'm an author a little bit easier. When I wrote the first book or 2, I could barely choke the words out. Like, it just felt weird, but it's becoming better, more natural. I feel, and I don't know where the next book's going to end up, and I hope it's as good, or I hope it's better, or whatever, but the passion and the good feelings that I feel about it has to be a good thing. When I just think about it, I feel like this good energy from it, and so just got to pay attention to that and hold on to that and be grateful that I get the opportunity. So yeah.
Was the last month we tried to, we had miscommunication.
Yeah, she can't find it, and they went on a different Thursday or whatever it is.
Try the back. We tried.
And then I think we text you or
Yeah,
something.
right.
Yeah.
I'm like, you missed
Kind of
it.
see it during the day, but at night it's like kind of.
No, we walked all around.
We walked all around. We're like,
Oh,
I don't know
man.
what's happening.
It's all right.
And then Sandy said it was like.
And it's a pretty sweet little library up there too.
It's very nice, brand new.
Yeah, we were close. But we then today we were like, after work, let's make it.
Yeah, sorry.
So
Hi.
let's come by a book and get-
Thank you, really, everybody.
I certainly appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Definitely. And it's nice it's I don't think I've been in this library.
this is a nice library, too.
Yeah.
I mean, half the people I talked about didn't even know McKinleyville had a library. I mean, when I went to put the listing on a Los Coast Outpost on the lowdown, they make it real easy to like list an event. When you put in the location, it usually pops up, and then if it doesn't pop up, you're supposed to put in something, and then you can email them with questions to fix it. And McKinleyville Library didn't even come up. McKinleyville, like 20 other things in town came up, but not the library. It's really weird considering they're in the Humboldt County library system too. But you know,
Will you
so.
post on your Facebook to say where you going for your next reads? Or
It's almost
I
over,
do,
but
I mean,
welcome.
I
Welcome,
did
yeah, I
post,
start at 6:30, but
you know,
welcome.
Pictures, the flyers of the different events.
Hello.
My mom made a little flyer kind of thing showing the other events. I haven't gotten too much into like actually posting like an event on there, doing that part. I've just pretty much been doing postings on the page, because to tell you the truth, most of the friends I have on there, I probably know some of them, but most of it was about tracking down almost random people that discovered this, and just talking to random people, sending them a couple sample chapters of the book. I ended up with 45 people's emails that I know probably 3 of them. I have no idea who these people are, where they live, or, you know, but it's kind of cool to have people comment on stuff that live everywhere, and that's part of it. And I know it's only a few, but, you know.
they appreciate what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, every morning before he goes to work, he writes
Yeah,
like
I
a
do-
spiritual message,
Yeah, I do post
positive,
like a little
which is good for
paragraph
him.
every day on both of my.
And some guy wrote you the coolest thing from
Yeah.
somewhere that that was
it's
just
like a
priceless.
Single, yeah, it was like a single
Priceless.
parent. He, finds himself depressed sometimes, and he felt really good about reading this little kind of uplifting paragraph, and it was, it was great. It was great. Sometimes political, sometimes not. Personal, spiritual, kind of whatever I'm thinking or feeling at the moment. And it's almost a way to force me to write every day. Wake up and just, so, and, depending on whatever news story is going on, sometimes that weaves into it too. So,
It's a better way to start than responding to emails.
yeah.
Work emails are like
Exactly. So I
They're
try
creative.
to, I try to do that part first, and then go back and deal with all the emails and all the other crap like later, like an hour or two later,
That might all change your character's mind perspective.
Exactly, because then I hope by then when I'm going through all the regular stuff, hopefully there's a couple people that have seen it and liked it or commented on it, and then I can, there's some positive stuff in there too, so. But, so it's been good. It's been good, so.
Why don't you give our newcomers just a little synopsis about the synchronistic journey into the, just a little bit. Because they did come, and I mean, it's a little bit.
It's I like the line, a synchronistic journey to the heart of politics and what makes us human. I have my main character, Jason. He's a small town investigative reporter, kind of breaks a big story that nobody else is able to get, and gets offered the perfect job in New York, and has to decide whether he wants to take, the perfect job or stay with the only woman he's ever loved. So I have some debate in the beginning about, love versus money. What's more important? Can one bring the other? But, of course, in the end, he takes the job because she realizes she really loves him. So, of course, she's going to push him towards his dream. Breaks a big story. Takes down a corrupt congressman. Kind of just snowballs from there. But at the same time, I wanted to do it. It's a story about, someone who, might not be the smartest person in the world. They don't have a bunch of weapons, a bunch of, everything else. So pretty much, using their wits in a way, almost putting yourself at the right place at the right time without knowing it's the right place and the right time. Well, because they were driving down the road and they felt like stopping at this certain spot at this certain time. Just because they did that, they ended up running into somebody who led them all to all this other stuff and, you know, all that other thing that happened. And so, it's, you know, I think it's exciting. I talk about the main conspiracy has to deal with insider trading, illegal immigration. I definitely have my certain opinions by myself on certain, you know, end of the political spectrum, which is fine, everybody does, but I think at least I attempt to, the way I talk about it, something that everybody can relate to. There's a ground in the middle that a lot of us have forgotten about lately, something that kind of pulls us all together, you know, that, you know, has been fogged over by all the propaganda and all the, you know, infotainment stuff that doesn't really matter. You know, whether it be the 24-hour news cycles or, you know, is whatever reason that things have become the way they, you know, are. There's a lot of different reasons for that, and I could go on for a long, long time. But I wanted to write a story that you know, was easily relatable. This is going to be the start of a series. I'm going to write 6 more books with these characters. Almost done writing the second one right now. Almost done with the rough draft. So should be fun. Should be fun. And I feel just really passionate. Feel really good about it. Been getting some good responses. Some not good responses, which is totally fine. I mean, there's an old saying that goes, you know, sometimes bad publicity is better than good publicity. And the fact that sometimes if somebody really, really, really dislikes your book, that's a strong emotional reaction. And chances are, if they really dislike it that much, they're probably going to tell 10 people they know about how much they dislike that book. And then those 10 people are going to have to go check it out because they're going to have to see why the guy hated it so much in the first place. You know, it's kind of crazy like that. But
there's a movie Chef that came out recently.
yeah, no, and I just watched that because my character, one of his big things is Cuban sandwiches. And so that really inspired me. I heard it closed. Someone was telling me the last reading I had was a Puerto Rican restaurant in Eureka that closed down called the Caribbean Picnic. It was right next to Oaxaca Grill. This was only open for like a year or so.
Yeah.
They made Cuban sandwiches, stuffed plantains, all kinds of stuff. So I was able to go get a Cuban sandwich after I finished the rough draft there, which was
Is
awesome.
there any connection to you and character?
Oh yeah. Just like,
It's him. He just changed the name to protect the innocent.
Well, no, and it's funny. I probably find myself more in the character of Jason. His main partner's name is Brian, who spells it just like me. There's aspects of me through those 2 characters, through other characters and stories in the book, which I'm sure is probably similar to any writer pulling away from life experiences that they've gone through. But yeah, Christina is probably, you know, what I see myself wanting in a woman. And other characters that come through the book are friends of mine that I've had in the past.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's you know, almost in a way for me to, you know, it's how you pull, I guess, from material, you know, how you pull the material out, but it's fun. It really.
I had to ask. I was curious.
Oh yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah, so you know, not exactly like it, but there's aspects, so it's not fully clear either way. A little ambiguous, but people that know me also are going to read certain parts of the book and go, hey, wait a minute. Yeah.
Something you would say.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's a line I put in there about my mom's matzo ball soup, and how it's really good.
Don't make me laugh. I'm jiggling the camera.
Yeah. So it's fun. It's fun.
When you're reaching, like when you're writing and you're reaching, or you're working through the story and you're almost done, how do you feel, or how do you know when you're done, or how do you feel when you're done? Are you like, is it kind of...
Like, you like done with the finished product, or
Yeah,
just
done
kind
with the book, like, how do you know when it's, like,
of
you're
like
done?
good enough?
Yeah, good enough, that's kind of...
Well, the best way I could probably describe that is just if I can read through a draft or read through it and not be stopped for any reason. If anything stops me, if anything makes me pause in the flow, that was the biggest thing I was trying to go through when I was editing, which will get better over time. But yeah, basically that, just keep reading through it, and if something stops me, then I fix it. You know, adding in pieces of research through that, but really, if I can read through it and I'm interested, and you know, that's usually good enough. Otherwise, as many people as I can to read it and help me out read it, the more eyes I have on it is a good thing. So, yeah, so it's good. So, well, any other questions? Any other comments? Well, thank you all for coming. Yeah. Oh, I for sure can. Yes.
These other ones are for sale as well.
Oh, definitely. Yes, definitely. Yeah.
He's got all the books he's written. The first 3 that he is written under a pen name.
Yes.
And any questions? Okay.
Desk there.